Are there video game lobbyists? Because we really need some video game lobbyists right now. Welcome to Give It Thought, I'm Jake, and today I wanted to take a look at some proposed tariffs that could impact the price of video games here in the US. Everywhere else, you're fine. Except in Brazil. I hear you have a problem with video game prices there, but that's another video. So if some tariffs proposed by the newly inaugurated Trump administration do go into effect, we could be looking at a price jump for our favorite consoles and maybe even some games. Polygon reported that the Entertainment Software Association, better known as the ESA, is in the process of formulating a plan to deal with the possibility of US President Donald Trump rolling out trade tariffs. So this is unfortunately a real thing. When I first saw the headline, I thought, well, we're really cashing in on those Trump clicks, huh? But this is all too real. In case you don't know what a tariff is, it's basically a tax on imported goods. There are a ton of other definitions, but this is what it means in this case. A weird example of a tariff that is imposed on the US is paper clips. Yeah, those little things teachers keep in those magnetic boxes on their desks. Most paper clips are made in the US because China imposes a huge tariff on imported paper clips. And because of that, we mostly stick to US paper clips because that would make them more expensive for US customers. Weird world we live in. But anyway, back to video games. These tariffs, the ones proposed by President Trump, could impact the price of gaming hardware, like consoles or controllers, or even your odd peripheral, because most of those are manufactured overseas. So most tariffs are based off a percentage rate, like the paperclips I mentioned earlier have a whopping 126.94% tariff for Chinese paperclips. That's an extreme example, of course. I'll never understand it though. Anyway, the tariff originally proposed, according to CNN, by White House Chief of Staff was a 5% increase. But that was what was originally proposed. CNN again reports that the figure that is being considered now is more like 10%. So if this tariff plan does go through, prepare to pay a little bit more for the upcoming Nintendo Switch, which is debuting at the price of $300, but that is of course before taxes. But this tariff looks to be as broad as possible, not just affecting video games, but any imported product. But video games are already pretty expensive as it is, so that's why a lot of gamers are concerned. I mentioned the ESA at the top of the video and lobbyists, and this might be the group that could lobby for the cause of not increasing the prices of video games. As of right now, they're not really commenting on it, only giving Polygon the short answer of, "We are looking into the issue and can provide more information shortly." So if you were looking for some assurance that the ESA would have a plan already in place, sadly you and I are out of luck. Although I will say, which might lift your spirits a bit, the ESA spends more on lobbying US lawmakers than the National Rifle Association, aka the NRA. This shows that the ESA is not afraid to throw money around. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been supportive of a lobbying group before. The whole point of these tariffs would be to encourage US manufacturing, which could be a good thing if it works. In theory, it would pressure companies to keep factories in the US to satisfy customers in their own country with lower prices. Am I the only one who thinks Trump and his administration are vastly overestimating most corporations' considerations for their customers? I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks about that one down below. Some journalists are suggesting that all these tariffs could lead to a trade war with some other countries, namely China, where they would start enacting some tariffs on us, and it is upsetting some other Republicans who have pro-trade business interests. The thing is, the presidential administration would not need Congress's approval to enact those tariffs, and could just run it through an executive order. So basically, if they do decide to make these tariffs a reality, it will happen. As of right now, there is no further word on the plans of the Trump administration on those tariffs, so for any financially struggling gamers out there, take that as good news. But I just wanted to quickly catch everyone up on the news that the US could levy some tariffs on imported goods, and that would affect all of our favorite things, video games. So this is a subject I would love to hear everyone's opinion on, and I know just because of the subject matter, it will be a pretty divisive comment section. So do you think these tariffs are a good idea, and would they help the US economy? Or do you see it as a way for the government to make more money off of products that are proven to sell to massive amounts of people? Be sure to give me any and all of your thoughts down below. And that's where I'm going to wrap things up today. If you enjoyed this video, you know what you have to do. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around these parts, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at GiveItThought1. Links are, as always, in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, give thought to everything.